Hi, I'm Jim Jennewein. I'm a professor of screenwriting here in the Communications and Media Studies Department of Fordham University here in New York City, and I'm thrilled to be sitting here in conversation with one of my comedy heroes, Bob Mankoff of The New Yorker.
You know, the history of stand-up probably comes from vaudeville and monologues that were done. And you can look at old vaudeville routines where, I forget there's a technical term what it was called, which is the guy just walks on stage and tells jokes. That's all he does. Mm-hmm. He doesn't, and I think originally that comes out of other acts.
Well,
because
there were ethnic comics who did accents of the immigrant classes.
Oh yeah, there was all of that. I mean, this is terrible, I have to say, but the actual routines, if you look at the old vaudeville, are the Jew routine, the Hebrew routine, the Mick, the Irish. I mean, these are all ethnic insults, but that's what they were called, and worse.
But it was a way
and worse that I won't go into. But what it was partly a heterogeneous society dealing with its own immigrant conflicts.
Right. It was a way to process the dissonances and the conflicts of having 100 different ethnicities in one city.
I mean, one of the classes I'd like to teach somewhere is just called the history of comedy, the comedic thread that goes from Greece to Rome to Commedia dell'arte through the middle, and as you see all of its forms, and then eventually in the music hall and in vaudeville, a lot of the routines go back very, very, very long way.
And the slapstick itself, the history of that term.
The slapstick, and when you look at Buster Keaton, and it's wonderful because by the time they get to silent film, they are able to perfect completely vaudeville routines. So they're perfect. When you watch Chaplin there's a whole routine he has with a Murphy bed. Oh, right. I mean, to watch Chaplin is like watching a dancer.
It is about rhythm in juggling the same way it is about when you're in music. Like a lot of comics started as
that's
musicians,
right.
Like Mel Brooks started as a drummer.
That's absolutely right. And Sid Caesar also was a saxophone player.
Right.
In the Catskills, the Borscht Belt. See, that's what's interesting. Those people who came out of comedy came at it from some other place. Mm-hmm. Now people who are coming at comedy are coming at it from stand-up itself. In other words, so that has led to an evolution of the form. And there's no question. I mean, what I say about cartoons, and I think this is true everything, is quality comes out of quantity. Is most stand-up good? No. Is some stand-up great? Yes. Because of the huge number of people who do it, the broadening of the heterogeneity of the groups who do it. So now originally sort of it's Jewish and Irish, okay, and there's a Jewish tradition of verbal humor, and if you look back in 1979, a study goes 80% of the people in professional comedy in the United States were Jewish, 80%. Now, I think it's actually one of the gifts that Jews gave to the world, besides, persistent anxiety. That